much has the nature of this race changed in the last 24 hours with the departure of Ron DeSantis? Or is it kind of status quo because he wasn't much of a factor here?
He wasn't much of a factor here, but it has changed in the sense that this brings Trump one much bigger step closer to clinching the nomination. As your previous guest alluded to, this is a much more different dynamic than Nikki Haley was hoping for in New Hampshire. She has really not a lot of runway to beat Donald Trump. Polls show about a 10-point gap there. If she doesn't perform well here, that could be the end of the road for her, and we could be talking about Donald Trump sealing up the Republican nomination before Super Tuesday.
Can we talk for a moment, before we forget this all happened, about the demise of the DeSantis campaign? With over $100 million spent, what went wrong? Expectations were incredibly high for Ron DeSantis. He had a great story to tell, and he never connected with voters.
This is really going to be something that that political scientists are going to be studying in courses for years to come. If he had all this money, he had the polling numbers, he had seemingly the party behind him, but couldn't connect. He didn't have the retail politics down and didn't really have a team advising him. They sort of had this playbook. They were all from local Tallahassee, hadn't done a national campaign, and didn't really want to take advice from outsiders. And that was really what undid them at the end.
Well, and of course, a lot of this money was not with the campaign itself, but with Never Back Down, the PAC. How did his candidacy change the nature of how a PAC operates with a candidate in terms of, really providing the bulk of the resources?
We're going to see this new model going forward. Super PACs can raise unlimited sums of money, unlike campaigns that have, really low limits. So if you have this, very powerful super PAC that has all this money, you can just seemingly have more money in the bank. The problem is you can't legally coordinate, and that's where things went wrong for Ron DeSantis. If you had people at the super PAC who thought they were in charge, people at the campaign who thought they were in charge, led to a lot of infighting, and really just weeks after the campaign started, people weren't, were already mad at each other.
Incredible. It's pretty odd to see Ron DeSantis as a guest of his own super PAC on the bus tour, for instance. Some strange moments that came about here. Nikki Haley is talking about a strong second. That's how Chris Sununu, the governor, termed it to us here on Balance of Power. What does that actually look like? What does she need to accomplish tomorrow?
I mean, I think if we're making a golf analogy, she's got to lag it to like 3 feet. She's got to get it to like we're just making the putt.
Not the spread we're seeing in the polls.
No, not the spread we're seeing in the polls. She wants to get it into more of a sure thing territory. 10 points. It's sort of like what Ron DeSantis did in Iowa. He staked this entire run on Iowa. He underperformed, and now he's out. She is staking her entire run on New Hampshire. If she's finishing a distant second to Donald Trump here, the electorate doesn't look friendly to her down the road. Her home state of South Carolina, very conservative. The other states, the same thing. She could be very much done by the end of the day.